Hi, everyone. Welcome to Feel Your Flow. If you don't know me, I'm Selena, and I'm so happy you're here. So let's get started. As usual, we'll just shake out, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Moving in any way that feels good. Just working on those vigorous exhales, 2 or 3 more. Okay. Whatever you feel like for the lower body, let's roll the shoulders, inhaling forward and up, exhaling back and down. Go with your breath. As we roll the shoulders, let's feel the feet on the earth. Okay, we'll change direction, inhaling back and up, exhaling forward down. And remember, you can use your arms however you like. Okay, let's come back to rolling back a few times. And the next exhale, just relax the arms, have a little bend in the knees, and swing side to side. Just moving in a relaxed way. Remembering we can always exhale through the mouth. We can always let out a sigh anytime that it might feel good. Okay, so we'll add a little bit more direction to our swings. So front hand hitting in front of the shoulder, upper chest, close to the shoulder, back hands, around the kidney, a little above the kidney. And of course, not too hard, just like a gentle knock. Our yoga practice is a wonderful way to say hello to ourselves. Feel more. Okay, we can just go back to swinging a few times. And slowly come back to center. Let's open up the feet, turn the toes out. We're going to come into a goddess pose. So we'll bend the knees. So use the muscles of the thighs to kind of pull up. Do whatever you want with the arms. They could just hang loosely, or we can come into our cactus arms. And we'll start a few long, deep breaths. Feeling the feet on the earth. We could even lift up the toes. When we put the toes down, we can try our best to spread them out. We're going to hang out a few more breaths here. Two more. Okay, come out of it. Give yourself a little shake. Okay, let's plant the feet. See if we can get some better light in here. There we go. Plant the feet. Work a little bit on our balance. So again, let's lift up all the toes. Spread them out. You can look at them if it helps. Sometimes I find it helps if I see my toes. So we'll try putting them down one by one, starting with the little toe. Working our way in towards the big toe. Grip the mat. Shoulders back and down. Lift up through the crown. Take 2 or 3 long, deep breaths. Find something to relax. Okay, we'll shift the weight into one leg. And with the other leg, just do some hip circles. Whatever that looks like for you today. Two more. Of course, you can be holding on something for balance. Change direction. Halfway. Okay, extra challenge. Of course, you can put the foot down first. Let's see if we can catch the foot. Invite the knees close together, the bum and the heel coming closer together, the heel moving towards the bum. And we breathe. Two more if it's comfortable enough. Okay, last thing in our balance sequence, knee comes forward. You can probably guess where we're going. Opposite hand to the knee. We do our best, little twist. Two more. Okay, back to center. Ooh, shake it out. Before the other side, we'll do some heel raises. Let's interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, come up on the toes, lift the arms. Exhale, heels down, arms down. Do a few at your own pace. Okay. So get ready for the other side. So again, let's lift up all the toes. We can look at them if we need to. Spread, spread, spread. Starting with the little toe. Come down. Doing our best one toe at a time. It's certainly not easy. Not for me anyways. Okay. Reconnect. And when you feel ready, other leg comes up and we circle. You might have to put your foot down in between, no problem. Two more. And then, of course, we have the other direction. Okay, we see if we can catch the foot. Please give yourself the freedom to take breaks between the phases of the sequence. Come back to the breath. Let's take a few here, inviting the heel towards the bum. Maybe we can already notice differences between the two legs. Okay, last part of our little balance sequence. Knee comes up. We see if we can catch it with the opposite hand and go into a twist. Okay, shake it out. Release. All right, let's come to the top of the mat. So we'll get ourselves ready for a few sun salutations. So we start always the same way, kind of gripping the mat, shoulders back and down, coming into our mountains. Take a couple breaths. When you feel ready, inhale, open up, whatever way makes sense. Exhale, fold, bend those knees. Hands on the shins or the thighs. Inhale, halfway up. Nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands to earth, step back to a plank. And we can take a few breaths in the plank, either a full plank or a half plank. They're both good. Let's bring it down. So knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to either child's pose here or down dog here. About 5 breaths. As always, you can add any kind of movement that may feel good. A few more breaths wherever you are. Okay. Let's lift the head, look towards the hands. If you're in child's pose, you can come to all fours or down dog. We'll get ready to step a leg forward. So whatever leg you want to step forward, inhale, extend. Exhale towards the hands, back foot turns down. We're coming into warrior two. So come on up. Get comfy in the legs. That might mean shifting the hips a little bit. Might mean bending a little more or less in the front leg. Okay, so you know I like trying new things in the warrior two. So today we'll do a draw the bow variation in warrior two. And if the legs get too uncomfortable, you can always straighten, no problem. Okay, so I think we would have done this on Friday. One hand, we have the first 2 fingers out. The other hand is like we're holding onto the string of an arrow, of a bow. So this is the arrow. This is holding onto the string of the bow. Okay. So our arrow hand is the same as our front leg, our bent leg. We start inhaling here. And then as we exhale, we draw, looking past our arrow. So we inhale in, exhale, draw. Stretching across the chest. So just do a few at your own pace in your own rhythm. A few more. Okay, the next time we come into position, we'll just hold 3 or 4 breaths. And with your next exhalation, release the arms, straighten the legs, shift in the hips. Let's get ready for triangle. So if you know you like using blocks for your triangle, you can prepare them. And if you don't have any blocks, don't worry. Inhale, float the arms up, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, reach towards the front leg. When you can't reach anymore, drop the hand. Wherever it lands is fine. Top arm reaches up or rest on the hip, however you prefer for today. Let's find something to relax. And just watch the natural movement of breath. Of course, inviting it to be long, to be deep. Inviting both sides of the torso to be long. Position the head wherever it's comfortable, about 5 more breaths if it's okay. Okay, let's have some fun. Make our way into half moon. So if the top hand's in the air, it can come to the hip. Let's bend the front knee. If you have a block, grab it. If not, and the hand comfortably reaches the floor, that's great. If not, you could have your hand on the seat of a chair or a couch or something. Okay, so we shift forward. We can walk the back foot in. Shift. See if it's possible to lift the back leg. Try our best to stack hip over hip. Shoulder over shoulder. I suggest looking down for balance. If you're very comfortable, the top arm could come up. And the last option, only if you want to, we could bend the top leg and see if you can catch the foot. Okay, let's release. Make our way to a standing forward fold. Hang loosely, take a couple of breaths. And we'll get ready to go to the other side. So we'll start from here. Let's inhale halfway up. Exhale, fold. Hands to earth, step back to plank. If you feel like a little extra, we could maybe lower one knee and then the other. Knee up, knee up. And then switch which knee is going down and up first. This is great for the core, but I really find it an arm workout more than anything. Okay, so inhale, head and tail up, shift the weight. Exhale, dip. Inhale, cobra. And let's actually do a few cobra up, down. So exhale down. Inhale up. Just go with your breath. And when you're ready, take it back either child's pose or down dog. So as usual, you can add any kind of movement, any kind of sound. And we'll just hang out a bit before warrior two on the other side. Okay, when you feel ready, let's make our way to the other side. So from all fours or down dog, inhaling, extending the leg. Make sure it's your other leg. Exhale the foot forward. Back foot comes down. We come up. Make our adjustments. Just take the time to settle in, stacking shoulders over hips, getting to a good spot with the legs. Relaxing the shoulders, remembering the upward pull through the crown. And let's draw the bow. So we have our arrow hands, our two fingers. We have our bow hands like a little claw. We start like this, inhale. Exhale, draw the bow. Feel the expansion through the chest. Look towards the arrow fingers. So we inhale, bend the arms. Exhale, draw. Follow your breath. Couple more. Okay, the next time we're in the open position, let's hold for a few breaths. And when you're ready, release the arms, straighten the legs. Shifting the hips a little bit. So you know where we're going, triangle and then half moon. So if you want to block for triangle, set it up. And when you're ready, let's make our way. So inhale, float the arms up, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, reach, 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 reach. Can't reach anymore, lands the hand wherever it lands. See what you want to do with your top arm. And you could have it up for a bit and then put it on the hips, like whatever, it's all good. Find a focal point for the eyes. They could also be closed, always. And let's breathe. Just let the breath and the body position do the work. If anything bothers you, anything disturbs your mind, just acknowledge it, let it go, and come back to the here and now. What are the sensations? What's happening right here, right now? Yoga is great for that because we put our bodies in all these positions that require quite a bit of attention. And that's why shavasana can be so hard because we're just lying there doing nothing. Okay, so I'll be quiet with at least 5 more breaths. Okay, top arm. Let's place the hand on the hip. Bend the front knee. Grab the block if you're using it. Back foot could walk in. Of course, if you don't need to walk the back foot in, you don't have to. Let's shift. See if we can get a lift. Hopefully you have enough room. We do our best to stack hip over hip, shoulder over shoulder. And if you want to try it on this side, we could try bending the top leg, maybe catching the foot. See how you're feeling for today. Balance changes day to day. And once you're happy with that, make your way into a standing forward fold. As long as it's comfortable. If it's not comfortable, any position that is comfortable. If you're in the forward fold, let the head get very, very heavy and just relax. So we'll take the opportunity to decompress the spine. If you want to add any kind of head movement to help you decompress, go for it. Okay, when you feel ready, let's inhale halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Push into the feet, inhale all the way up. Exhale, release the arms. Let's rub the hands together. We can have the feet more open, like a horse stance, so shoulder width or wider. Warm up the low back. Okay, we'll keep the hands on the low back, bend the knees, circle the hips. Change direction. Okay, come back. Center release. All right, so we'll try for a fuller expression of the dancer pose. So if you have something to hold on to, go ahead and hold on to it. And of course, if you want to work on the balance more than that, to not hold on to something, that's fine too. Anything goes. Okay, so spread out the toes. I'm just at a bit of an angle, so hopefully you can see better. But we've done this before. Okay, shoulders back and down. Just take a couple breaths. Reconnecting earth, sky. So bend the leg you want to start with. See if you can grab the foot. If possible, you could hold on the hand inside the foot. I don't know how to show you this on a good one. Like if you reach inner edge. But don't worry about it too much. Okay, so we grab the foot. And we could stay here. This is great. The other arm, it's like our balance arm. It can start up We want our heart to keep moving up even though we're going to tilt forward. So we could stay here if we're feeling pretty comfortable. We can maybe add a little tilt. So even though we're tilting, the heart is still lifting. We can be real cheesy and lift the corners of our mouths too. One more. And when you're ready, release. Give yourself a shake. So other side, same concept. And I just want to mention, we can kind of think down on holding on to something, but when you hold on to something, you can go a lot deeper because you have more stability. So if you want to hold on to something, don't be shy. Okay, so get ready for the other side. I'll try to find a good angle. I'll do it on the side. Take a few breaths, ground ourselves. Allowing any tension, anxiety, busyness, whatever's not helping us fully be here now and feel good, all that stuff, just letting it drain out of the body mind into the earth. Let the spread of the toes if you haven't already. Grab the other foot. Other arm comes up, so we remember the heart keeps moving up. And then, if you feel like it, we can start our tilt. And of course, if you're holding on to something, your arm will probably be down unless you have like a wall. Like if I hold on to my shelf here, I can keep my arm up. See what works for today. Let's breathe. Okay, release. Give yourself a little shake. Okay, we're going to make it down to the mat. And I love to do some forward bends. I don't teach them that often because I worry about people's backs. so, so let's each be really mindful to take care of our own backs. So that might mean sitting on something like a folded blanket. And the second thing, if you don't have something to sit on, don't worry. The second thing is keeping the knees bent. So find a way to sit down that's comfortable, first of all. And especially if you have tight hamstrings, sitting on something will make a big difference. And it can be as high as you like. So it could be 2, 3 blankets, you could be on blocks, whatever. If you don't have something to sit on, or if you're sitting on something and your back is still doing this, bend the knees and wow, it's so much easier. I can actually even move my pelvis now. Look how my back straightens out when my knees are bent. To make it extra comfortable, if you had another blanket, you could have it rolled underneath the knees so you don't have to keep them up here by themselves and they have some support. So see how you want to do it. Check if the back can stay long. If it's rounding at all, bend the knees. Or if you just want to be sure, bend the knees. I'll keep my knees bent to be a good example. Okay, let's arms up. And this is it for now. Just a few long, deep breaths. Staff pose. So we'll start to add a little forward tilt. Let's inhale, lengthen. Exhale, keeping the spine long, little itty bitty tilt. So no rounding in that low back. So we inhale up. Exhale, tilt. We can think of like our belly going towards the thighs. We'll just do a couple more. Okay, the next time we come up, hands come behind the hips, bend the knees, and let's just toss. Okay, so toss them over to one side. Oh, of course, if you're sitting on blocks, you'll have to take them away and sit on something more comfortable. Okay, so we'll just do a little twist. So hands either side of this front knee. Let's inhale, lengthen up through the spine. We'll do the variation where we turn the head away from the feet, fold, and come back up to center. You might lose my head going down, but you get the idea. So we turn away, hold, back to center. A few more. Okay, the next time we come to center, let's stay. Our back leg, we'll see if it can come up and down. The rest of the body can do whatever it wants with it. Sometimes I like to make it like more of like a bigger movement with my upper body. Other times I like to do not so much and just work on the leg. It doesn't really matter. It's whatever you like, whatever feels good. Couple more. Okay, we'll come back to center, hands behind the hips, and again, just toss side to side. Do it a few times before we land on the other side. And then we land on the other side. Make sure it's your other side. Hands either side of the knee. And once you feel settled in, we'll do our forward bends. So we turn the head away from the feet, bend, bring the head back to center, come up. Okay, the next time you come up, stay up. Back leg up and down. And the rest of the body does whatever it wants to do with this. Oh, and don't worry about how high or low the leg is lifting or both sides of the differences between the two sides of the body. We all have differences. It's okay. Okay, we'll come back to center. Maybe we could just toss side to side a couple times first. And then come to center, come to any comfortable seated position. We're sneaking in a micro meditation before we do our back stuff. So we'll do a heart hug. So your right hand goes underneath your left armpit. So I'm not being a mirror. I'm doing, this is my right hand. This is my left armpit. The left hand catches somewhere on the right upper arm. Relax the shoulders. Let's remind ourselves of the upward pull through the crown. Feel all the parts of the body touching the earth. And finally, let's settle into the rhythm of our own hearts. See if we can feel the heart beating. Inviting ourselves to relax into that heart. If there's anything you'd like to silently or out loud say to yourself, now's a good time. As long as long as it's something loving and encouraging. It's also a good time to listen for any messages from the heart. The heart is always talking, but we might not always be listening. And especially if we make it a habit of ignoring the heart, it gets a little harder to hear. I like to think of it like a person, you say something and other person doesn't really respond to you or ignores you or diminishes what you said or does a complete opposite thing. It doesn't feel really good and it doesn't really encourage you to speak up more in the future. So I think our hearts might be kind of similar. If we're always dismissing the heart, the voice maybe gets a little quieter or it gets a little harder to hear it. So taking this opportunity to strengthen that connection. You know, maybe if you have been ignoring the heart, forgive ourselves. Could even apologize to the heart if that feels necessary. And maybe set an intention to treat our hearts with a little more tender care, a little more attentiveness, a little more respect, maybe. Whatever it is you need right now, give it to yourself. Take 5 or so more breaths. If you've enjoyed this self-soothing mini meditation, please add it to your toolbox. Use it whenever you need it. Anytime you're feeling agitated or could use a hug, we can always go to this heart. Okay, a few more breaths. Let's see if we can let ourselves relax even more. signaling to our nervous systems that it's okay to relax. We're here for ourselves, we're safe, right here, right now. Everything is okay. All right. Gotta eventually come out of it, so we have time for a relaxation. But if this is something you enjoy, of course, you can stay here. And again, put it in your toolbox. Use it whenever you need to. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll come out of it. Let's get ourselves ready to come onto the back. So if you have any extra clothing, put it on. Or if you want to grab a blanket or any props, like if you want a chair for the shavasana or a bolster or whatever, grab it now. And it's pretty much relaxation time, but we'll just sneak in one or two more things. Okay, so come down to the back any way that feels good for you. Let's just do some pelvic tilt. So we'll slide the hands underneath the back. Inhale the pelvis towards the legs. So we make the gap under the back bigger. Exhale, squish the hands, push the low back into the hands. Go with your breath, inhaling forward. Exhaling, squishing the hands. A few more. Okay, we can take the hands away, the knees into the chest. If there's any like finishing movements you'd like to do, maybe stretching arms and legs. Oh, turning the ankles. I forgot to do ankles, so turning the ankles, the wrists, scrunching the fingers, the toes, whatever feels good for you. And then eventually let's go into our twists, any version that you like. Okay, once you feel ready, make your way into Shavasana. So any position that's warm, comfortable. If there's low back sensitivities, you might prefer legs bent, knees leaning into one another, or a bolster under the knees, or the legs on a chair. If everything's fine, you could have long legs. Get yourself as warm and comfortable as possible. And let's give ourselves permission to relax. Let ourselves let everything go. Okay. Let's very, 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 very gently away the body. Give yourself a full body stretch. And before we come up, let's do some double knee tucks. So hands on the knees, inhale away, exhale to the chest. Okay, next time the knees come to the chest, roll to the side, support the head with the arm, take a breath or two. With the strength of the arms, press up. Make our way into any comfortable seated position. And we're not staying here now. We're not staying here long. We'll close with an om. So let's bring the hands into prayer. We can kind of dig the thumbs into the sternum, roll the shoulders back and down. Reconnect with the earth, the sky. You might like to draw a little awareness, attention into the third eye, the space between and slightly above the eyebrows. Okay, so let's close by chanting Om. We'll exhale everything. Inhale to chant. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you so very, 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 very much for joining me, practicing yoga together. I really appreciate it. And I hope you had a good practice. So if you feel like it, you can always let me know in the comments or, by email, Facebook, whatever. And I'll see you again on Friday for back care and breath aware. So have a great rest of the day. And thank you guys again for being here. Take care.